David Baszucki, I love you. From finally listening to the community to still f***ing up dynamic faces. Today we will be going over everything. But before I get into how David Baszucki finally listened to the community, my friend Ren told me we couldn't surpass him in subscribers. So let's show him f***ing wrong and subscribe to the channel. So for the people who don't know what has been going on the last few days, Roblox has basically f***ed up character models, character clothing and their faces. And the entire community has been in an outrage because of that. Now, quite frankly, they did go a tad bit too far when they made literal death threats toward David Baszucki, the CEO of Roblox. But I guess it worked because they finally listened, at least partly. See, the faces are still actually, they got way worse. But we'll talk about that in a bit. First, the good news. See, in an update a few days ago, Roblox announced that they were removing R6 and 2D clothing from the game. Now, everyone hated that update because now they had to wear 3D clothing, which looks like absolute dog shit. Besides that, by removing R6, they would ruin entire games. Now, because of this update, the entire community got super mad. And they made a bunch of these scary posts where they made David Baszucki look like a literal demon. And then there were also posts where they literally threw death threats towards David Baszucki. Now, to be honest, the community went way too far, but Roblox did listen. See, a few hours ago, Roblox released a statement about the update and said they were gonna remove certain parts because of community backlash. So the statement reads, "Thank you for your continued feedback on this post and through direct channels. We earlier shared our philosophy and vision for avatars. We want to reiterate here that our goal is to expand the aesthetic possibilities of the Roblox platform without removing the classic look. We have noticed uncertainty circulating in this thread and on social media referencing leaked internal documents. We are always evolving our products and roadmap as we listen to the community and your feedback. For transparency, we wanted to share 3 things we hope are valuable." Now, before I get into what those 3 things are, I first want to talk about how they call what the community gave them feedback. Personally, I wouldn't consider you will rot David Baszucki with a picture attacked of David Baszucki literally burning in hell. I wouldn't consider that feedback. Actually, that is everything but feedback. Anyways, the 3 things they wanted to share all had to do with the update. The first is about R6, which if removed could ruin entire games. And this is quite a long bit of text, but basically in short what they say is that they aren't gonna remove it. Secondly, they talked about removing the 2D clothing. And they basically say in this part that they also will not be removing 2D clothing. So you might be thinking victory royale, literally everything is going back as it was. But I have some very bad news for you, buddy, or rather some very bad news for your avatar. See, the dynamic heads, yes, those are still happening. For the people who do not know what the dynamic heads are, right now most people on Roblox, and probably you too, use classic faces, which basically means that your face is a still picture or a still image of a face. And Roblox want to remove all the classic faces and replace them with their uglier counterparts, the dynamic faces. And now they are basically saying that yes, that is still happening, but the versions we have seen aren't the final versions. And some new versions just came out and they look like absolute dog shit yet again. So let's go over a few of the most popular faces on Roblox and see how they butchered them. So the first one is this one, and this one isn't that bad. Honestly, nothing much changed besides them making him look like he's stoned. Then you have this one. Where are his eyebrows? Why would you do this to this character? This looks horrible. Imagine spending Robux on a face on Roblox and Roblox just decides to swipe your eyebrows. That for me might be one of the biggest reasons why I really dislike this update. See, if they were changing a bunch of free stuff, then I really wouldn't care. I mean, you are getting it for free. There is no reason you should be upset when it isn't the way you want it to be. But when you have people pay Robux for certain faces and then change them after they bought them, and you're not getting your Robux back, by the way, that is just a very shitty move. Oh, and for the people wondering, is this even legal, just changing something someone bought? Yes, it is. See, on Roblox, when you buy something with Robux, you're not actually buying the item, but more so a license to use the item. Which means Roblox is technically still allowed to take it away from you. Or in this case, change the entire item without any monetary compensation. Anyhow, back to the faces, they also fucked up manlier face. I don't know why, but they decided, what would his face look like if it was placed on a balloon? They just made bro fat for absolutely no reason. Oh my god, this one is so bad. What did they do to the happy guy? Why is his face so thin? I'm gonna be honest with you, if I had to remake this face when I was 5 years old, I could do it better than this professional artist at Roblox. They just removed her lips. Why did they remove her lips? Now honestly, it looked dog shit before, but they made it even worse. They let us look at this face and were like, maybe this would look better if her teeth were flying in the middle of her mouth. There's literally nothing attaching her teeth to her upper mouth. They're just flying there. Oh my god, they made this one so much worse. Who thought, hey, maybe it's a smart idea to make this tongue 3D? It went from hahaha kind of funny to looks like a predator. See, in theory it sounds very cool having some 3D faces and have them actually move in game. But the issue is everyone is used to these 2D faces and they've started to really like them. Besides that, taking a 2D face, making it 3D and animated, it's so difficult to make that look good. I do understand the idea behind this update, but when they saw the results, I don't know why they still published it, honestly. Here again, one with the 3D tongue. Personally, I think they just look scary / evil if it's 3D. It gives off such a different vibe when these things are 3D compared to 2D. Now, I'm curious if this is actually gonna happen. Like, they did dribble back on the 2D clothing and on the R6 removal. So maybe eventually they will also stop pushing these dynamic faces. And if so, of course I'll cover it. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you actually think these dynamic faces look good, let me know in the comments and I hope you have a good day. Peace, peace.